a case of who do you believe? Morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Thank you so much, and it's nice as ever to have your company today. This particular breaking story is really interesting to me because, as we've often said here on the show, it's always the rich and famous, isn't it, that tell you what to do, whether that be climate change, taking private jets, taxes, carbon footprint, you name it. You're being told off by people in a far better position than you. But hey, you know, who are we to argue? After all, they're celebrities, right? And it's more damning itself also when you consider that these people who are telling us off have untold wealth that could change certain things about the particular things that they're griping about. Step forward two celebrities, oh yes, just two today. One of them, of course, is none other than the Notting Hill and Four Weddings and a Funeral star, Hugh Grant. Now, Hugh's been known for being vocal against the mainstream media. He seems to take slight at absolutely anything. But let's not forget, of course, it wasn't the mainstream media that exposed him with a criminal record, and more importantly, of course, caught on Hollywood Boulevard with Divine Brown all of those years ago. Seemingly Hughes forgot that. But this week he took to social media once again, this time, of course, to decide to bully our current Home Secretary, Priti Patel. Basically, he said, like, look, he apologised for people coming into London's Heathrow for the shambles that it was, and that, you know, it was terrible through government funding and all the usual guff that these celebrities do. Well, there's two things there. You have to say that that actually isn't the problem of the Home Office. That is down to the business of those airports, Heathrow and British Airways. So again, Hugh's not factually correct. But what I would say to that is, isn't it strange that a man of that calibre and that age can now decide to literally bully someone online? It's called trolling, you know. Whether you like the Home Secretary or not, really they are people, and you're basically getting people to pile on more pressure. And really, as I say, it does seem odd for someone in his position. He's not alone though. The Queen guitarist Brian May, who recently had great success at the Platinum Jubilee, also decided to apologise for the state of Britain and what's happening to his beloved London town. Interesting again, he wasn't in the country when he decided to write that. He was wrapping up a very successful tour. I always find this strange, really, because again, you know, they're sort of kicking the country when it's down. We're all going through very difficult times. That's all thanks to the pandemic, cost of living crisis, and all manner of other things that couldn't have been foreseen. Now, I'm not political in any way, but what I always believe, and I'm sure many people out there will agree with me, is rather than attacking, get proactive. And when you're a celebrity like Brian May, or indeed the movie star Hugh Grant, wouldn't it be great to be a better ambassador on social media and sell our wonderful country so that more people come into it and the economy does well, rather than telling the world that you don't like it and really you're apologising for the state that it's in? It simply doesn't bode well. But more importantly for these two people, they're mega rich and they influence very young performers also. So they get political. But the difference is, you and Brian have already made their multi-millionaire fortunes. If you're an actor starting out, then whatever you put down now could be found in many years to come and possibly be very detrimental to your career long term. Something seriously to think about. If I was Hugh Grant personally right now, I would shut up, because you really need that audience for your latest streaming project. And Brian May, you were much loved, but seemingly after the backlash on social media, you've lost quite a lot of fans. Is it truly worth it? Neil Sean, King's Cross, London.